Welcome back to the Nihilist Media Podcast. This is Bonding with Bond. I'm Mark.
And I'm Nicholas.
And today we watched...
Quantum of Solace.
We did. The worst Bond movie ever is actually not the worst Bond movie ever. It's actually in my top 5.
He's not kidding either.
I'm not. I actually
if he changes his mind later, it's because of peer pressure.
Yeah, I think this is amazing. I think Daniel Craig actually it might be the best James Bond. Dominic Green is my favorite villain, and the girl character. The girl character is my favorite Bond girl.
I don't even remember her name actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, this movie sucked. It wasn't the worst, but it's pretty bad.
Yeah. It's I think Casino was better.
Yeah, this is definitely the second best Daniel Craig movie so far.
Yeah.
The editing in the beginning is notoriously awful, and it lives up to its hype. It's the worst. This is the worst scene in any Bond movie, in my opinion.
And it's like I'm fine with it. Hey, could you turn your phone to mute, please? Yeah, I'm getting a lot of sass. I think the idea of it's pretty good. Like, it seems like a good car chase. We don't get a lot of super traffic civilian car chases, so I was kind of looking forward to it. And then it's multiple cuts a second. It's like I'm getting like nauseous just watching it. It's kind of carries out throughout the movie for a lot of the action pieces. There's a like foot chase that's just the same thing with shaky cam, and I was actually getting a headache from it. Mm-hmm. But I do think there's they get better throughout the movie, but these are just so rough. I'm wondering, do you think they shot this stuff first and then we're like, oh, well, I guess the problem with this is the editing, because a lot of the shots look cool and stuff.
Yeah, it says that everything goes for like 2 frames.
Yeah.
And then
so yeah,
they cut.
I was saying it's one of those like video essays where they kind of put a little timer on screen and tell you how fast the cuts are. And normally it's like, wow, look at this like 45-second hold on somebody giving a monologue. And in this one, they could just put a frame counter up because of how quick it's cutting. It's something. But again, it looks pretty good. I think it's shot like, I think it's interesting.
Anyway, Bond, it's a big car chase, big explosions, stunts, stuff.
Yeah.
And then Bond goes into a little tunnel and he opens a trunk of his car, and it's Mr. White from the last one. He says, like, you can get out now.
And then
it freeze frames, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden it has the Alicia Keys Jack White song.
Yeah, it freeze frames for like 2 seconds. Like, I think it's terrible. I don't know if it was maybe the take is fucked up right at the where they freeze frame, and they were like, how can we cover this?
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem appropriate either. I'm like, why would it freeze frame here?
Yeah.
I don't know. All sorts of bad. I literally couldn't believe it when Mark was like, did you see that?
Yeah, you were changing your glasses.
Yeah. I had to clean my glasses to make sure it was it was actually that bad. And then so this song, I really like the song. This is one of the ones I still listen to without even having the idea of bonding with Bond in my head. Just like it would come on in one of my like huge playlists that just has everything, and I'd listen to it every time. But I don't know, it does feel, people always said like, oh, it just doesn't sound right for a Bond song. And I was like, what? And then I watched this and I'm like, yeah, I can see that actually.
Yeah.
Like, I still really like the song, but I do think it kind of fits weird with this movie.
Yeah.
I actually, thinking back, there's the scene that's in Italy has good music, but the rest of the movie, I didn't care about any of the music going on.
I didn't care about almost anything going on in this entire movie, honestly.
Oh, in the opening, the stylistic title sequence is pretty boring.
Yeah,
it's like 2 good visuals.
The thing about this movie that I want to praise is that it's an hour and like 40 minutes long.
Oh, no.
What?
The thing I love about this movie is it's short.
Dude, hey, Die Another Day was long.
Yeah.
And that's why this is better than Die Another Day. Because it was brief, it came in and hurt me, and then it left.
Yeah.
It didn't keep hurting me over and over again. It just hurt me instantly, and then I was like, okay, and then it was over, and I'm like, oh, okay, well that was fine. I guess I could a little back pain, but what can you do? I don't know, man. This movie sucks.
Yeah, thinking about it, if this was like 2.5 hours, it would have been so bad.
Yeah, it would have been Spectre.
Yeah, well, we'll see. How long Spectre? Do you know?
That's like fucking 5 hours long. It's a
I
long
don't
boy.
have time for this.
Yeah. So this is actually the final episode of Bonding with Bond. We're not going to watch Skyfall or Spectre or No Time to Die because they're too long.
Yeah. It's too much.
Yeah. You're asking a lot of us, people.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I work in the morning.
Yeah. We go to Italy and or actually we already are in Italy, but the movie tells us we're in Italy again.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it tells you the first time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's
I think this movie has excessive telling you where it is
syndrome.
Yeah, I'm like most of the times I can especially London. I'm like, okay, we're in London.
Yeah, it's raining.
Yeah, and we're clearly in MI6.
Yeah.
It's like, I would have gathered that.
Mm-hmm.
And then even for the last scene, there's a location introduction for like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And then the movie ends. I'm like, what?
It's also to show a flag.
Yeah, I think the, like, I don't want to call it a card, but just like the graphic that shows on screen that everyone does that shows you where you are. I think it can be done great, but it's so rare.
Mm-hmm.
Like this one, actually, this has the London one that if you're going to do it, I like it. It's just like staring at the ground, and it's like a road in London, so it just says London on it, and then it like pans up. But I'm like, yeah, it's raining, bro. I know it's London.
Yeah. We have Mr. White's interrogation scene next, and M is yelling at Bond, being like, are you okay? And he's drinking. He's like, I'm fine. I just I'm killing people. I'm angry, even though that's not like the vibe that we got at the end of Casino Royale, and this was supposed to take place like immediately after.
Yeah.
He had a much more calm, cool demeanor at the end of that. Now he's sweaty and drinking and being like, I'm fine. I'm fine. God damn it! Why do you keep asking me?
Yeah, stop it, Mom.
She's like, dude, you're drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of like that carries throughout the movie too. Like I like a lot of the scenes where they could have done cool espionage stuff. It just goes straight to a kill.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, then I kind of like that he's unhinged.
Yeah, but like I feel like this is just a bad version of License to Kill.
Yeah, it's literally retelling that. Like,
yeah.
Anytime Bond is like burn noticed from MI6, I'm always like, License to Kill.
Mm-hmm. Again, yeah. Automatic Secret Service. You wish. Mr. White also has a complete character change here, where he went from being like a quiet guy, now he's like giggling and being like, we have people everywhere. You guys are blind.
I did kind of like when he's, I think he says like, all of us are always worried that you guys are right on our tail, and he's like, and you guys don't even know who we are.
Yeah.
He's like, this is amazing.
Yeah. And then he's like, we have people everywhere, and then a guy in the room tries to shoot M. Mm-hmm. And the guy, Mr. White escapes, and there's another chase scene that's incomprehensible.
Yeah.
The only good part of this chase is that the guy who shot at M fucking
shoots into a crowd.
And he shoots this random lady, and she dies.
I love it so much. Yeah.
I like that stuff. I like death.
Yeah, I like when it's like, I feel like that's more realistic. Like, you would blindly fire behind you even if it's a crowd because you're the bad guy. Like, you're not concerned about the people in the crowd. You just want to get away.
Yeah, I don't like the cutting in between the chase and the horse race. I get what they're trying to do, but I don't like it. I also don't like that we're leaving every 2 seconds.
So this is a bad example of what they do later with the opera, which I like the one with the opera, where it's intercutting with that. This is like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, are you just establishing there's a crowd?
Yeah. This is like a really bad opening to a film. Because nothing about this makes you care.
Yeah.
Like, Bond being drunk and just angry, like... I think that should have been established in the pre-title, because then we're like, ooh, but by the time we already have a headache, we're not processing what's being said because we guys had a fucking headache, and then we get the Alicia Keys song happen. Like, what movie am I watching? And then all of a sudden he's drunk. I'm like, what, huh? He was cool in the last movie. What happened? But what did we miss?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Because they could have just...
Like, he was
after the title sequence, it could have gone into the interrogation. They could have done the bits of before. Like, it's not like it was a long pre-title sequence.
Yeah.
Like, I'd say that was one of the shorter ones, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like, just make it a little longer.
Yeah,
and
it's also like...
pacing right.
He was wearing a vest in the last movie. What happened to the vest?
Where's the vest? Vestgate.
Yeah. Yeah, the suit that he's wearing is actually not the same suit from Casino Royale, so... Continuity error! And then we also, while me and Nick were watching this, we realized that Daniel Craig really likes being on roofs.
Yeah, dude's always running on a roof, whether it's a motorcycle chase somehow on a roof or whether he's just running.
He likes being on top of things.
Yeah, and even a dog copies him later.
Yeah, that dog's a big Daniel Craig fan.
Yeah, for some reason they just cut to a dog on a roof, and I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah, and then I think Bond kills this guy. Like, he's just chasing him, and then I think how does he kill him?
I don't even remember. He dies though.
He does die.
Yeah, there's a lot of these where it's just...
Oh, they do that stupid thing where they're hanging off the fucking...
Oh, okay. Stupid
the scaffolds.
It was actually kind of cool.
No, that one shot is cool, with them fucking swinging from scaffolds and kicking each other.
Dude,
is
it's
stupid.
So realistic.
Dude, Daniel Craig is the realistic Bond.
It's so stupid. It's the same problems that I had last week with the sinking building in Casino Royale. I'm like... This doesn't feel very grounded in reality. Like, I get it's supposed to be this huge blockbuster sequence, but I'm like, I kind of don't need this. Just swap it for espionage for me, please.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we get with this. And this is kind of a long one, but like we were just saying, the last shot of it, I really liked. It's like Bond has to pull himself up on the rope and like swings his gun out. I think it's earned after the green screen mush that we have to watch before it.
I think my yawning it's pretty indicative of how good the shot is.
No. We were both like, oh.
Well, I'm going, oh, because I was on bondmovies.com at fucking 2008 when I was fucking 14 years old, being like, it's waiting for this trailer to fucking drop. And then that was how the trailer like ended, and I was like, oh my god, it's James Bond! Fucking freaking out.
Don't know. I know you mentioned that they did the gun barrel at the end to like show he became Bond. They should just done it here with him upside down. I think that would have been kind of cool.
And that could have been the ending of the pre-title sequence, and then you could have started the Daniel Craig thing is that when he does his gun barrels are always going to be.
Oh my god, that would have been so fucking cool! God damn it, Mark. It's gonna be like earned every time. It won't just be like randomly spliced in there.
Yeah.
Oh man. We gotta rewrite it. We gotta fix it.
Yeah, all right. Give me a time machine, Nick. Let me go back there and be like, "Yo, Craig, let me give you."
I wonder.
Whisper in your ear.
Where you said that's where the trailer ended. I wonder if that's what they were kind of thinking about, and then some creative person was like, "Put it at the end. It'll make him be Bond after the movie."
That sounds like a Daniel Craig's decision.
I believe it. I want it to be different.
Yeah. So after the scene, we have a scene where M. So like I said, so to keep up, we have a chase scene. Then we had a scene where M talks to Bond about him being out of control. Then we have a chase scene, and now we have a scene where M tells Bond he's out of control.
And this is not the last time that this sequence will happen.
Yeah, it's almost like this movie has a pattern of chase.
Yeah, it's starting to set the seeds for one of the things I didn't really like during this movie is like the M relationship feels so good at some parts and then just so fake at some points. Because she switches between completely trusting him and completely hating him like 4 times in this movie.
Yeah,
like damn, lady,
it's a fucking mess. I think it's like in. I also just don't buy it with his Bond still. Because he's had one mission, and it was a mission that like he was right about the entire time.
Oh no, yeah. So oh, it's so bad. Especially that was a huge problem I had in the last movie. I was like, why does she not trust him?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you got promoted and now you fuck everything up.
Yeah.
But also I love you.
I don't buy it. I buy it with Brosnan.
Yeah, I think
because Brosnan and her had a more contentious relationship.
Oh, you mean with her?
Yeah.
Okay, that's how I was like, I think Craig probably had the best, which makes me a little sad. No, not Craig. I meant to say Connery.
Oh, the best relationship
with the M.
I think honestly, I actually think. I mean, I can see that point, but I'd also argue that Brosnan did.
Yeah, I think it's a little different. I just like I watched Dr. No not that long. I just realized I didn't watch the movies again. Well, maybe I'll do that next week for Skyfall. I'll probably forget again.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, the like rewatching Dr. No, like the whole Bond, put your gun back. Like, oh yeah,
yeah. But I think Brosnan had it though. Same thing with when like in GoldenEye when they're doing like he's like point taking. She's like not quite actually.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When she's first doing the like you're a relic stuff, I'm like, okay, I believe this.
Yeah.
Because it reminds me of the Never Say Never Again stuff, where he's like, you're a relic.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I got the same scene twice, and they were good both times.
Yeah. Then so anyway, Bond gets like told to go look up this guy. I don't know. Who cares? He goes to this hotel.
They were tracing. What's the villain from Casino?
Mr. White.
No.
Le Chef.
Le Chef. The chef.
Le Chef.
They traced his money, and this guy got a ton of bills. That because they trace the serial numbers, they put like some chip and just trace the serial numbers.
Iron Man fucking digital screening.
I was gonna not talk about it. But so Mark hates cell phones in movies, but it's one of those things you kind of got to address with 2000s movies because everybody has it. For some reason, anytime somebody wants to do some futuristic thing, it's got one of those giant tablet tables and they're just like waving their hands across it and moving files and stuff. I'm like, God, I hate this so much. Or like in Iron Man when he's just like doing hand motions in the wind and files are pulling up. I'm like, oh my God, I can't stand this.
Yeah, I think we had this conversation a while ago when we talked about how much we hate nanotech in like superhero movies.
Was it for Spider-Man?
Yeah. We hate the idea of this like someone's like has like you have like a character who has like a full faced mask and then all of a sudden they just like
it just disappears.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, just give the dude a fucking hat. Just have him take it off.
Yeah. And it's just like it's also like give the actor a challenge and emote with the mask on.
Yeah.
Like, especially like Batman. I always hate when fucking Batman take it off because it's like you already have this. You don't need all of it.
Yeah,
we can see your eyes.
We have your eyes and your mouth, bro.
Like,
no, I have eyeliner on. I mean, I have eyeshadow on.
That's the funny. All right, side tangent. That's one of the funniest things in a comic book movie to me is so they're all Batman Returns. Like you have Batman, he's got the eyeliner on, and then eyeshadow. And then there's a part where he's like, Selena, like we're the same, blah blah blah, and she's like, what do you mean? Because she has her mask off and she doesn't know that he's Bruce Wayne. And then he have like the scene, he has like the eyeshadow on, then it cuts to her reaction, and it cuts back, and he's taking it off, and there's nothing there, and I'm like, shut the fuck up.
I forget what movie it might have been, like The Boys or something, some like miniseries type thing. But I remember somebody took their mask off and they still had the eyeshadow there and they just look like the raccoon. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I like that. I was like, I'm glad you still have it on there and it's not nanobots.
Yeah. I like that they're showing that Robert Pattinson has it on.
Maybe I got a still frame from that and that's what I was thinking of. I can't wait for that movie.
Me too. By the time this is out, we've already seen it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've actually recorded this a year in advance.
Yeah, there's God, I'm looking forward to 2021, Mark. How about you?
Yeah. Anyway, Bond kills the guy with the bills, and it's an okay sequence. Mm-hmm. He then goes down and gets the guy's suitcase.
I will say,
good espionage.
I kind of wish he did more stuff in the room, so I was like, I wonder if he's just gonna straight kill him. because I have a feeling he's just gonna go on a killing spree in this, and that's gonna be his like, I'm fine. And she's like, you literally are killing everyone you come in contact with.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of wish he looked around the room a little, because he kind of just like puts his shirt on and then walks out.
Yeah.
Like, does he not care about the mission, maybe?
Yeah.
But I love this stuff. We were talking about, he checks at the desk for mail. There's a briefcase for the guy he just killed, but obviously the attendant doesn't know it's Bond. She thinks it's the guy who has the room. And gets outside and somebody picks him up because he has the briefcase.
Yeah, and it's our Bond girl who is not Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot was actually in the running to play this role, but the film did not have enough champagne to fill the Nile.
That'll be dated soon too.
I know.
That's probably already dated.
It is. I don't know. The movie's already been out for 3 weeks. Old news. Anyway, I don't know what's the character's name.
Oh, I almost just looked at the.
You just got the Dr. No DVD. Like, oh, it's Honey Rider.
Hold on, I'll grab it. Does this have the same thing?
No.
I will Google it. Hold on.
Anyway, Bond girl. She's just like the blah blah blah. And she's like blah blah blah, and she's like blah blah blah.
Should we just call her Gal?
Yeah, Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot is like blah blah blah, and he's like blah blah blah, and then she's like, "Do you? So what's in? So did Dominic give you any trouble?" And she was like, "He's like no," and then she opens the suitcase and it's a bunch of blank papers, and then that picture of her with a gun in it or a gun next to it, and he's like, "Looks like someone's trying to kill you." And then she shoots at him, and he blocks it, and he gets out of the car. He's like, "What the fuck was that?" And then this bike that's been following them is just like, "Did you get her? Like, what happened?" He's like, "I missed." And then he kicks the guy in the face, and then he chases after her.
Yeah, and there was a little line of dialogue in there that I liked where she's like, "You're a geologist?"
Yeah.
Like, you guys are like hot? What?
Yeah, it was just
I
funny.
thought you were nerds.
Which is funny because the guy who was originally supposed to be him, or like the original guy that was him, was a lot hotter than him. We also have Bill Tanner. Bill Tanner's here.
Yes. Is this his first appearance or?
It's his first of this in this series.
He's so great. I think he's all right in this, but man, he grows so well.
He
so
does.
fast.
He's not as good as the original Bill Tanner yet.
Yeah. But oh god, I hate the mom stuff though.
Mm-hmm.
In this movie, it felt particularly cringe.
Yeah.
It felt like one of those like families where my mom and dad, the dad would call my mom, and I'm like, please. This didn't happen to me, but I see that in like restaurants and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like in like
Mom.
it's like in those movies with Santa Claus, and fucking Santa Claus calls Mrs. Claus mom.
Yeah.
And
It's
I'm
like stop it. But that's
neither here or there.
Yeah. But I think that little scene was enough of like espionage that I was like, oh, I kind of like this. Like Bond's trying to figure out as he goes. Like he picks her purse and takes her ID out so he can do a like Q branch search. I guess Q's not in this. Oh yeah, he didn't like Q. They do like the lookup reverse name search to find out who it is. So good.
Yeah, it's
I
fine.
want more of that stuff.
I think it's fine.
I want more of it.
Gal goes and sees.
We're sticking with Gal.
I'm sticking with Gal.
It works.
Yeah, Gal, who also has like some fucked up shit on her back.
Oh my goodness.
What? That's a character thing. They mentioned it.
Oh, okay. I ignored that.
You didn't think it was just a thing? They just weren't gonna.
Yeah, I thought the actress just had like a skin condition, and you're like, "Yo, this bitch is messed up." Moving on.
Yeah. Well, because they even mentioned damaged goods.
I figured that was like mentally, because that's what he's talking about with Bond.
All right. If this was like a thing that wasn't supposed to be in the movie, then like I apologize. Yeah. But I swear that they mentioned that like her back was fucked up.
It might have something to do with fire, because I know.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they burned her.
Okay, yeah, because her parents were killed by the general.
Yeah.
And then that's why she's like after revenge.
Yeah, that's what the whole fucking thing with the fire climb. I get the fuck out of here. And they making me feel bad for fucking Gal.
Yeah, I don't know.
Imagine that.
Yeah, poor Gal.
Anyway, she talks to Dominic Green, who's our villain, our underwhelming villain.
Very underwhelming.
And she's just like, it's blah, blah, blah. I wasn't even here for this scene. What happened?
You were basically spot on. A lot of blah, blah, blah. she is confronting him because he is the one who just tried to get her killed. And he's like, I know you're just using me to get to the general anyways. And he's like, the general's coming here. I'll just give you to him. And then the general comes. He's like, hey, we're going to host a coup to take over the country.
Bolivia.
Yeah, Bolivia. Because they got
always Bolivia.
They got water there. And the general is going to become president after the coup. And I don't know if we talked about it yet, but new Spectre's name is Quantum. Quantum is going to back him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, new Spectre is called Quantum, which will be renamed Spectre.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I actually kind of think I'm fine with it being called Quantum. Like, it kind of worked for me throughout this. But then knowing that they switched to Spectre, I'm like, what? Is this another thing where they're like, we're going to do it different because people might not get the reference if we call it Spectre?
They didn't have the rights to Spectre.
Oh, okay. Wah, wah.
Yeah, if they had the rights, Blofeld would have been the villain here, and it would have been the same exact character.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I wonder if Blofeld would have been Mr. White.
Yeah, probably.
I wish the look on Mark's face would have translated to audio.
This shit exhausts me.
It's almost over.
It tests my fucking patience,
3
man.
more.
See, my connection with the Bond series is over already. I'm just like, I'm getting like the fucking the sloppy seconds.
So mine is starting.
Yeah,
man, it's been a good run.
Yeah, I preferred the 20 movies where like 15 of them sucked.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the bad ones from before are like still fun. And a lot of the more recent bad ones, I'm like, I'm just kind of like bored.
Yeah, it's because I think there's a difference between like 60s, 70s, and 80s and 90s bad.
Yeah.
And then 2000s bad, where like
I don't like 90s too.
Post 9/11 bad is different from 90s bad.
Nothing was the same.
Yeah.
Airports and movies.
Yeah.
Everything
and pop
changed.
music.
Yes. Yeah.
One minute we have Frosted Tips. Next thing, it's fucking Garth Brooks. Fucking. No, I just think there's like a big difference. It's like watching like The Dark Knight Rises sucks, but and Batman Robin sucks. But I'd rather watch Batman Robin.
Yeah,
because 90s bad is hilarious.
No, I feel that.
Modern day bad, it's just like it's too sleek.
Yeah,
and it's trying to take itself too seriously and be like, we're talking about some important issues, like being cooing third world countries.
Yeah, and America's gonna back them.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that fucked up?
Yeah.
And it's just
imagine
like, cool.
this.
Yeah. Can you believe? Yeah. So I know.
This is long bit, and then finally she gets on the boat with the general.
Yeah, the general's basically like, "What do you want in turn of the coup?" And he's like, "I want this land of desert. Like, there's no oil there." He's like, "Okay, cool, but I get it, and whatever I find, I keep." And the guy's like, "Okay," and then
whatever, idiot.
Then they're gonna kill Gal because the general's like, "I knew your family. I burned them alive or some shit." And she's just like, "Okay," and she's just like, "I need you to give me the stones." Just kidding. It's not Gal Gadot. It's actually a very good actress.
Damn. But they get on the boat and Bond goes, "I'm going to save her."
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, don't know why in particular he was like, "Oh, this is the moment I gotta save her."
Yeah, it's like they may be going for a whole like, "Oh, it reminds me of Vesper" thing. Yeah. The thing that's gonna protrude throughout the rest of the series. I see a woman, they remind me of Vesper. I need to save them. But I think it's also because the movie needs a Bond girl, and they were just like, "Oh, that girl that shot like a gun right next to his nose." That should be the Bond girl. He's in love now.
I don't buy the love stuff in this. We get a kiss, but I'm glad it wasn't. Oh, do I love her or Vespa more?
Oh no!
Or do I love Vespa's boyfriend?
I'm actually gonna love the guy who killed Vesper's fucking daughter. This movie's
I don't remember what happens right after she gets saved. I think they part ways.
They do part ways.
Makes even less sense that he saved her. He does.
Well, because she's
the
just
name
like,
checking and stuff.
she was like, bring me back, and he was like, a thank you would be nice, and she's like, I wanted to be on there. Like everything was falling into plan.
Yeah, you ruined my mission.
Yeah.
By not killing me earlier.
Yeah. Also, one thing I want to point out, I remember earlier when he kills the guy in the hotel room, you were like, oh, he's got blood on him. It's totally unrealistic because Bond's got fucking white pants on, and they fucking clean as a whistle.
Yeah, and he's also like not very wet right now, and he crashed a boat.
He did.
But I do like I think the makeup in this, so costuming bad, makeup good.
Oh yeah,
because later on at the end of the movie, I was noticing Gal's like strangulation bruises on her neck, and I was like, those look really good.
Yeah. Fucking. I think it's Nick's also, I think, pointing this out because he had worked on a set recently, and he was like, wow, makeup hard.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I just pay... No, it's been bad in a lot of the old movies.
Okay.
But I definitely have a more eye on it. I kind of want to pay more attention to costume stuff, too.
Yeah. I mean, are you trying to tell me that there was any bad makeup in the Connery era? Because you're wrong.
Dr. No? Perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that one.
You don't need to put fake sweat on a man who's already sweating.
You don't need to put fucking fake sweat on a man that's permanent sweat.
Yeah. Dude, I just think of the spider scene.
Yeah, and then they do the thing where they put Dominic Green into the fucking
into the wall screen.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, he's he owns this company, blah blah blah."
Terra Green, I think it's called.
Who cares?
It's like
Quantum. He owns Quantum.
Yeah, this movie has a lot of climate change undertones.
Yeah.
It talks about the ice caps melting and deforestation and Green Planet, I guess is the name of his company.
Wow.
Clever. And he's been buying up land to kind of reintroduce forests and stuff on it to try to help with like desert. I forget. Stuff becoming deserts. I forget the scientific word for it. But in deforestation. And he's not doing that. He's trying to buy up all the water. Can you believe it,
Can
folks?
you believe? But then M calls the CIA, and David Harbour.
She says she's calling America.
Yeah, and David Harbour answers the phone, and they're like, well, she asks like the receptionist, does anybody know looking at Dominic Green, or did they know who he is? And then the guy's like, nope, we're not looking into him. And then they're like, oh well, he's definitely a person of interest. And they're like, and Bill Tanner's like, how do you know that? He's like, I asked if they knew who he was, and they sent me to a very specific man.
They sent me to the guy in charge of operations in South America. My favorite part is she goes, I need to call America. And then the phone rings once and they go, hello, this is America. We're looking to see if you're into this man. Hold on, I'll transfer you.
Yeah, Felix shows up.
What number did you call? Yeah, we get Felix. I'm
and then
so glad.
Dominic Green goes on the plane, and David Harbour is like, hey, we're making a deal, right? And then Dominic Green's like, yes, we are. I have this guy bothering me. Do you know who this is? And they show Felix, and it's James Bond. Felix like, can't recall. And David Harbour's like, that's James Bond. We'll kill him. And I'm like, Felix is going to kill Bond? But what about his wedding?
What about the wedding?
We also meet Dominic Green's henchman who has a weird toupee. So I'm going to call him Toupee the rest of the movie.
Toupee is a perfect name for him. And it's skipping forward a little bit. But it has that it comes back later on in I think it's the only gag in this movie. And I was like, that worked. But we'll get there when we get there.
Yes.
We got like
a Bond movie with one gag.
Yeah. This is what I like. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Nick's like, I gotta readjust my thing now.
No, I'm fine with it.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't like the action scene at the beginning. I was like, okay, this is over the top. But that's like the kind of gag that I want. I'm like, nice.
Oh, they're saying that you don't like movies with gags.
Oh no, I like gags, but I only want 2 or 3. One, it was a little break, but yeah, I know you want full camp Sergeant Pepper's.
I don't want that always. I think I've made it very clear. I want Connery gags.
Yeah,
I like a man cracking a joke every time a person dies in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
This is show that he's a psychopath.
Yeah.
I think right after that, they have like a meeting with Felix or some shit, and he's like, I hope we can trust you, blah blah blah, and Felix is like, okay, you want to? It's like we're just showing that David Harbour is corrupt and Felix is good.
He's like, yeah, I didn't think you were gonna like rat on a secret agent from a different country.
Yeah,
kind of weird.
Yeah,
kind of a bad guy move.
Mm-hmm. Kind of fucked up if you ask me, which is also like, why is Felix on this job?
Why is what?
Felix on this specific job?
I think he's stationed in South America.
Oh.
Is all. So, what's his face? Stranger Things is in charge, and then he's like second in charge.
It's fucked up seeing him with like a full head of hair.
Yeah. I literally saw him like quick take, and I was like, oh, I think that's him. And then it was on him for a while, and I was like, actually, maybe this is somebody else.
Yeah. Most famous from being in Suicide Squad.
What are we, some kind of
Suicide Squad? What a movie that is!
If you haven't heard, Oscar winning.
If you haven't heard, me and there used to be a podcast on this exact on the YouTube channel called Batty for Batman, and we did an episode about Suicide Squad, and it's a pretty good episode, so you should all listen to it. But specifically, if you want to listen to a good Batman episode, listen to our review of the Joker, because that probably my greatest work.
Ooh.
We go to an opera, and I know Nick wants to talk about this scene because it's his favorite scene in the movie.
Yeah, it was pretty good. So we enter. And Bond kind of runs down to the costuming area and steals. He doesn't even steal a costume, actually. He just gets a suit. So that's a little confusing, but whatever. He steals that. He's walking around in the back, kind of getting a feel for the area. And he sees at the welcome desk, there are kind of like swag bags that they're giving out. And he notices that Green gets a bag from... Oh, no, not Green. Somebody else gets a bag from under the table that has like purple little ribbons on it, because that's what Quantum's all about, purple ribbons.
Mm-hmm.
And he notices that, follows that guy, and they for some reason go in a handicap bathroom so that it can be a private one, I guess, so he can break the doorknob later. But he knocks out the guy who got that bag, empties the contents, and sees that there's an earpiece and a Q badge to put on your jacket. And then he goes to a vantage point and kind of waits to see what's going to happen. And the earpiece starts lighting up with some chatter, and it's all of the members of Quantum are at this opera talking over earpieces. So they're not in some room with a long table and trapdoor chairs. They're meeting in a public place. A public place where nobody would know the better that they're all there, because it's just full of like a couple hundred people who are all probably pretty wealthy, because it's a pretty sick set. Looks like an expensive opera. Black tie event. And Bond goes, you guys need to find a new meeting place over the microphone, and that causes a panic amongst the Quantum members, and they start standing up to leave. And Bond goes, gotcha, bitch. And starts taking pictures on his flip phone.
Yeah, and they're all HD crystal clear.
All super zoomed. Well, it's funny because they try to make them like look like they were enhanced. Like when they pop back up on screen, it looks like a picture that they like enhanced portions of it and stuff. And I'm like, dude, just pretend he's got a super phone. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, you've already done the super.
Yeah, you already have a tablet wall.
Yeah, you already lost me with the weird 2010s gadget stuff.
Yeah. This isn't This isn't the Nolan universe, no matter how much you want it to be.
Mm-hmm. And it's great. We see Mr. White again is in the crowd.
And he's the one who doesn't get up.
Yeah, he's like, I know what's going on. I'm just going to I've already been ID'd, so I could stand up and it wouldn't fucking matter.
He's also like, I don't want to stand up because I'll probably get fucking shot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, Bond should have just started shooting.
Yeah, and then I started blasting. Does he? He doesn't say Bond, James Bond in this, does he?
No. Well, the only time I think he would. No, yeah, he doesn't.
What a fuck.
When he talks to Fields and he's like, "What should I call you? Like, what's your name?" And she goes, "Fields."
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh, when he talks to Strawberry Fields.
Yeah, my name's literally Strawberry Fields.
Yeah. And you know what she'll do? She'll live on forever. Fucking, I hate this show.
But she dies.
Yeah, so she's gonna be gone forever.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Anyway,
so this is the kind of stuff that I really like.
I do like it, but they could have had a trap door or two, and I would have that would have sufficed.
Yeah, and there's randomly a shark, and I'm a big fan. Big fan.
Yeah. Then we have a chase sequence where the sound goes out.
Yes.
So people when it left the theater was like, "Why am I the sound's off?
Why did it switch to mono? This is an Atmos sound."
Yeah. There's a good moment where they're walking in the halls, and then Bond and Dominic lock eyes, and Dominic's little toad face gets wide.
Yeah.
And
Bond runs away.
He doesn't run away. He like walks away, then he starts to lightly jog.
Yeah. And then Green sends a couple agents after. Well, bodyguards after him.
Yeah, and then we have a quiet action sequence with the opera going on. Mm-hmm. You don't really hear the bullets, and you're cutting in between the opera and the action, and it's actually the best action sequence within the film, most likely.
I think it is. I think it's properly mixed, so it's not super aggressive on the opera or on like the gunshots. It's like, oh, I can hear the opera the whole time. But when he flips this pan over because they're running through a kitchen, I hear the pan hit the floor.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like it's perfect. And then he captures one of the bodyguards.
And he brings him up on top of a roof, and he does the Spy Who Loved Me thing, but bad.
Yeah, somehow Roger Moore did this better.
Yeah, I think this one is too quick.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't really entertain the interrogation at all.
Well, I hear...
Like, no.
Let's do my favorite segments on the show, the Mark scene breakdown comparison.
Yay.
All right, so in this one, the guy is like holding on to Bond, and then Bond is like, "Who you working for?" He's like, "Quantum," and blah blah blah, and then he like, "Let's go again," and then he's like there, and then Bond quickly just like that. In Spy Who Loved Me, the guy grabs on the Bond's tie and is slipping slowly, and Bond is just like, "Who you working for?" And then he says it, and then he looks at him, and then he hits him. He waits till the guy says this like thing, and this Bond's too rash and angry, and it happens too quickly because he's so gritty and fucking realistic and not James Bond.
And then the guy doesn't even die; he just hits a car, and it's Green's car, and Green goes, "Who's that? Like, don't let him look at me." And then the driver gets out and shoots him, and it turns out that guy was from Special Branch. Dun dun dun!
That means he's
killed a British agent,
but he's also a traitor, probably.
That's why. Oh yeah, because this is one of the points of the movie where I'm like, ugh, this is so dumb, because that guy would know who James Bond is, and then like, why would he be like, I'm not telling you, I'm on an assignment, I can't tell you anything. It's like, okay, then you're gonna die. You're helping the bad guy.
Yeah. So, especially because it's also the way he does it, where like Bond's like, "Who you working for?" I was like, "Piss off."
Yeah,
it's like,
and I think you might be right, because I didn't even think of that, where it was a traitor, because that kind of plays more into the like Bond's been right the whole time, and like everybody's trying to fight with him. He's like, "No, guys, like this is kind of something's going on here."
Yeah, it should have been the other way around.
Yeah. I like when Bond's wrong sometimes.
Yeah, it should have been the thing where the guy like he catches him on the roof and he's in like wait, Bond.
Yeah.
And then he does it because he's like, I don't deal with terrorists or whatever. Yeah. But then they're like, Bond, that was our fucking dude. That was our dude inside. We sent him there after you told us.
Bro, that was Moneypenny.
Yeah. Also, most annoying part of the film is they call M to tell her that this has happened, and she's getting her tub ready. If only they would have called her fucking 3 minutes later.
Yeah.
Could have got some nice Judi Dench bod.
Yeah, if only, dude.
If only, dude. And then Bond goes rogue. Because she's like, Bond, you have to come in. He's like, why? He's like, you killed a British agent. You have to fucking come in.
Yeah, you got to debrief.
Yeah, and he's like, no, I'm gonna leave, and then he uses his credit card, and then he's like, people are gonna call, if they call, tell them I went to Cairo, which doesn't make any sense because how the fuck does he go to another country?
He charters that boat.
But with what money?
There's no money. That's it. Like it doesn't make any sense to me either. He's like, oh, I can't get a flight because all my accounts are frozen because I'm being burn noticed. And then it cuts to him on a lavish boat going to a villa. It's like, ugh. Bond, how are you doing this? He's like, oh, I just made every woman ever fall in love with me on the way here. It was that easy. But he goes, I literally have Matthews stuck in my head now.
Mathis.
Yeah, I
From
don't know.
the last film.
Yes, I don't know when my brain switched it to Matthews, but Mathis is from Casino Royale. He is the guy who betrays Bond in Casino Royale.
But it was actually Vesper.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, you kind of got me tortured and all that stuff.
But then Mathis's girlfriend's like, yeah, but he also got you this villa because of that, so you should probably thank him.
Yeah.
And he's just like, no.
Yeah, he goes, that's stupid. He had me tortured.
Yeah.
Why are you making it sound like he's in the right here?
Yeah.
And
trying to make our hero is like it's totally like a producer's mandate. Like, we can't have Bond be the bad guy.
Yeah.
He can't make mistakes. He's James Bond.
Yeah. It's like, just let him be human.
Yeah. Let him have a Dark Knight moment.
Yeah.
Where he's just like, fuck, I was wrong.
Shit.
Yeah. Fucking Joker was right. What the fuck? Harvey did. Can we trust him? So anyway, fucking, he's like, Mathis, I want you to come with me because
I need your
lonely. Help. Yeah,
Yeah.
easily, whatever.
He goes, everybody, none of my cards work. He's like, I need a passport and a matching credit card. And he goes, I'm not in MI6 anymore. You got me kicked out.
Yeah, he's just like, well, want to hang out anyway?
Yeah, he goes,
He's
come
like,
on.
He's like, I ain't fucking doing nothing. I'm fucking sitting on a villa.
Yeah.
If I was Mathis, I wouldn't have left. I would have been like, I'm fucking chilling, dude.
Yeah, he goes, yeah, I probably would have got him the documents and then been like, okay, bye.
Yeah, I would not have gone.
No,
I've been like, I'm here on my villa banging my wife. I'm not leaving.
Gonna go die.
Yeah. I literally have a villa. I'm not leaving.
Did you see that cool boat that brought you here?
Yeah.
That's the only way to get to my house. And then we get, I forget where they go next. Do they go straight to? They go to
Haiti.
Yes, it is Haiti. And we get to Haiti, and
Strawberry Fields shows up.
Yeah,
she's like, I'm arresting you, Bond, but I'm a stereotypical British gal.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why they just didn't make this Moneypenny.
I don't know. Imagine if they killed Moneypenny. See, we would be pissed, though. We go, oh, you're not going to introduce Moneypenny at all and then just immediately kill her? You're going to let Bond and Moneypenny have sex? What? Unbelievable.
I would have actually been okay with it.
No, we can't name characters old character names because people won't get it.
I would have been okay with it.
I would have hated it. Especially because they end up using Moneypenny later.
I would have been okay with it. I would have been like, oh, whatever. It's one of those things where sometimes with original source material, I don't care if you change it because I'm like, all right, because I think that's the issue with the Daniel Craig one is that it's a different interpretation of Bond, but it's also like aping off of like the old interpretation of Bond so much that it's not its own interpretation. So I'm like, if they introduce like, oh, Moneypenny is a field agent who works in it, but she to go arrest Bond, and then Bond gets her killed, or you just don't kill her.
Yeah. I guess the killing was used. Well, no, the
killing is there to make a reference to Casino Royale.
Well, it's to also. You mean Goldfinger?
Yeah, well, both.
Yeah, because he's like they don't have oil, and then they kill her by like I'm guessing submerging her in an oil bath, and then because her lungs are full of oil and everything
could
too.
Have done it to Mathis.
Huh?
They could have done it to Mathis.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. Mathis is in Bond's bed naked.
Yeah.
Covered in oil.
Well, I don't. That's the part of that I don't like. I hate the whole.
It's got to be a lady.
It's it's not even that. I hate the whole. It's good. We have to make a Goldfinger reference.
Yeah.
It's just like we already did that in the last one. I didn't like it then either.
Yeah. This one's better than the last one.
Yeah. I think I disagree.
What? Because it's more subtle in the other one.
No, because the other one isn't subtle at all.
It's all right.
I think the other one I hate, but I hate it less because like I can barely buy it. If they were doing it, like I said, like I think if it was a straight prequel to Doctor No, I wouldn't have minded. It's like okay, like they've seen each other in passing.
Yeah,
that's fine. I don't care. But I think that this one's more egregious, where it's just like, hey, you know that really iconic thing from that other movie that we're trying desperately to distance ourselves from?
Yeah,
we're doing it. It's just like pick your opinion.
Yeah, and no, you're right. Especially where they're like, we're distancing ourselves. This is different.
Yeah, this isn't your grandfather. This isn't your fucking dad's Bond.
Yeah, but also remember your dad's Bond
because it was so much better than this one.
We get a great taxi cab ride.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's to show the whole money thing. Fields is doing like the proper MI6 approved things, like a local cab and a moderate hotel. And Bond's like, I am not staying in this hotel. We are getting a private car and we're going to the Grand Hotel because we're teachers on a sabbatical. That just won the lottery.
Well, yeah. And it's whatever. And
then actually that's another joke, and I liked it.
Yeah,
I was fine with that one too.
We're
up to 2 jokes, everyone.
Oh man. There's another joke that he makes before he like jumps onto like a roof or some shit too.
I'm old.
Huh?
I'm old.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, like, I hate the fact that like Casino Royale is a prequel now, where it's like his first mission, and now like his second movie, he's 40. Like, come on, cast Henry Cavill. Anyway, we go to the hotel, and it's all black and white because oil.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bond has sex with Strawberry Fields, even though they've had like no.
I'm okay with it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm okay with just the random hookup stuff like this. I don't buy that they're in love or anything. And I think this is on par with the Casino Royale sex scene at the beginning for me, with the girl on the beach that ends up getting killed.
But I think that with the girl on the beach, they've had like fun moments where they've enjoyed each other's company before they have fucked.
Why did you have to scream? At least it was out of the mic.
Yeah.
I'm sure you heard it, but bless you, Mark.
Thank you. But this one's like Strawberry Field and Bond have had nothing but contentious relations. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden he's like, hey, want to come check out the bed? And she's like, okay.
I can't find the stationery.
Yeah. And then Mathis knocks on the door. Bond goes out there free balling.
Yeah.
Grabs an invitation to Dominic Green's party.
Yeah, it's shot completely like he's totally naked, and I kind of love it.
That's my headcanon. He's naked.
Yeah.
Because it dissolves, or it doesn't cross dissolve, but it hard cuts. So
yeah,
it's okay if he's wearing pants in the next scene.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's the bedding anyway. So
okay. I always like that in movies where people just happen to have the bedding covering their naughty parts.
Oh yeah, if I'm sitting naked in bed, I'm always covered.
Yeah.
Just
You know how when after you have sex, with a woman, and like they immediately like, oh, I have to cover my boobs now.
Yes.
For the PG-13 rating.
But it has to have max cleavage also.
Mm-hmm.
We'll finesse it till it's perfect.
Yeah.
And also you have to hold it there for the rest of the scene.
Mm-hmm. And then
they go to this party and she says, I don't have anything to wear though, and he says, we'll find you something. And then it looks like he just spray painted the front of a dress and said, this looks designer now, put it on.
Yeah.
It looks like shit.
So I just realized I feel like Strawberry Fields probably would have been a better Bond girl. Where it's just like, because, and that's how you do your Moneypenny backstory.
Yeah. That would have been pretty cool. Like Moneypenny's first thing was to go get him.
Yeah, and she's just like, you know what? I don't like this. I don't like being in the field. I'd rather have an office job.
Yeah.
Which I know that's what they do in Skyfall. kind of, maybe.
A little bit.
But I think here it would have made more sense.
Yeah, and then they wouldn't have had to do any of that during Skyfall.
Yeah, or even then, he could have even done the same oil thing, and she's just in a hospital. And
oh, yeah, that's true.
It's like, how many more will this be, Bond? And then she's just like, yeah, I thought it would have to be Moneypenny.
I don't know. I kind of really like that she dies, because back-to-back movies, he has the one sex scene with somebody, and then they're found dead.
Yeah. His dick is deadly.
Oh, you think so?
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be.
Yeah, and then they're at the party, they're doing party stuff, and then eventually Dominic Green and Bond come face to face. At the same time, he's with Gal Gadot's there, and she fucks up Dominic Green's business transaction. He's like, do you know how much money I could cost?
Yeah. It's like, it's weird, the land that you bought, why did they cut all the trees down there? And he's like, why are you talking?
Yeah. And then Gal Gadot and Bond leave, and what are you laughing about?
And just it's transformed from Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
Just fully invested in somebody who wasn't casted.
Yeah.
I do like a little scene of a little bit of espionage where they separate. Gal goes with Bond, and then Fields trips to pay, as in it, like, Fields is just walking up the staircase Bond is going down. There's no notion that they know each other. And she ends up tripping the henchman bodyguard, and then his toupee falls off. But
and
even
she's
without
like,
the toupee,
oh my goodness.
I'm so sorry that I just probably broke your neck.
Yeah. Felix Leiter's also at the party. He's looking grumpy. Yeah. That's all he brings to the table here.
Yeah, I think it's just to be like, oh no, Bond's actually here. Damn.
Yeah.
My boss wants to kill him.
Yeah.
But he won a poker game for me one time.
Yeah, and then what happens after that? There's like a chase scene or something. Yeah, right?
So this is where Mathis is found dead.
Yeah.
So during the party, Mathis introduces Bond. Mathis used to, I think he said like 7 years he was stationed in South America for MI6. And so he still has connections down there. And we meet his connection, which is the chief of police. And he goes, hey, you ever need anything? Like, we got you. You can use my cops as your personal army. And as soon as they get away from the party, the cops pull over Bond in his car. And it's because the police chief has beaten Mathis and put him in the trunk of the car that Bond just took and told the police. Because the police are actually in Green's pocket, not Mathis's. And then we find Mathis is almost dead inside the trunk, and Bond uses him as a human shield, and he dies.
Yeah. Yawn.
I wonder if he would have lived if Bond didn't get him shot in the back.
He probably would have.
Yeah. He was like, I was just napping.
Yeah. Fucking vibing back here. Bond shoots the two cops. And then him and Mathis have a death scene, which is like not earned.
Yeah, because Mathis is like, we can both forgive each other now. I'm like, Bond got you tortured, and then he just got you killed. Like, what have you done wrong?
Yeah,
like, you're just this poor old guy who happened to cross paths with Bond.
Yeah, you know what would have made this way better?
What? If this was Felix?
No, if the cops came by and they're like, well, hold on, let's see what our chief of police has to say about this. Then he comes and says, Sheriff J.W. fucking Pepper.
Should have seen it coming.
Or Sheriff, he opens a truck and it's Sheriff J.W. Pepper. He's like, I've never seen this man before in my life.
I swear.
I'm in the wrong franchise.
and then Bond gets him shot in the back, but more than once.
Yeah, and then I catch the cop and it's Nick Campbell.
Yeah, and I go, you done, son. And then me and Bond throw him in a dumpster. Because final resting place is just a dumpster. She goes, you sure you want to leave him here? And he's like, he wouldn't give a fuck. It's like, you think should you tell his wife back in the villa?
No.
And then he takes the cash out of his wallet.
And fucking leaves him.
It's good to be friends with Bond.
Yeah, totally.
You die and he robs you.
You have
a Vespa.
Yeah, it's over Vespa. Like, shut up.
Well, actually, he says something about it to Bond, but I can't remember what the line is. But it's like just to build more connection.
Oh, it's everyone. How everyone's always just like, oh, she died for you, and it's just like, yeah, but she fucking betrayed the guy.
Yeah, I'm still like, still not super believing it.
Yeah,
I'll probably get Stockholm Syndrome and Skyfall and be like, they were in love.
I don't think they mentioned her in Skyfall. I think that's why Skyfall is the best one.
That makes everything so much worse.
That's why Skyfall is like Daniel Craig's best movie, because like I feel like it doesn't like
it switches to mommy issues.
Yeah, it doesn't handcuff itself to Casino Royale like literally every one of his other movies do.
Yeah, this one is real into Casino.
Yeah, so is like No Time to Die.
Yeah, it's been so long. Like 3 months ago or something. I have like no memory. My Bond brain is just vaporized at this point.
Yeah.
There's just so much information in my head now that I can't wait to release. You know how hard it is to almost remember actresses' names?
Do you know how fucked up it is that I remember things that happened for your eyes only?
After this, my birthday was a couple weeks ago, and Mark was nice enough to give me a set of the original series Bond movies for my birthday. Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome, Nikos.
And I'm going to try to organize them by release date in front of Mark, and I'm just going to get torn apart later. We're going to do it off podcast.
Well, yeah, because next time you're like, all right, so Dr. No, and then
it's all
it's GoldenEye, right?
You're killing me.
But
now we're in a plane race.
Yeah.
So this is one of my favorite planes. Much like Ryan has a favorite train, my favorite plane is a DC-3. And it's one of those big silver boys. And I'm wondering if this movie is the reason I like him so much. But we get introduced to it, and I'm pretty sure there's also the same plane in Indiana Jones. And it's shot out of a hangar, and there's a dude with a Jones-style hat on in the plane in the background, and I'm just waiting for Nazis to pop up and everything. But as they're flying over, we start to see the sinkholes that have been showing up, and she says, yeah, there's sinkholes, but there's nothing else here. And then out of nowhere, the plane starts getting shot up. I was like, holy shit. It's a little bit of a jump scare for me.
Yeah. And then there's a shitty chase sequence in the air, and the plane blows up and it looks like shit.
Yeah, the plane blowing up looks so bad.
And then
the plane crashes that they're in, and they fall into one of the sinkholes, and Bond goes, oh shit, there's so much water here. I think we found out why they want the land.
A lot of water.
Yeah.
And then
60% of the water.
And then M gets told by a Ministry of Defense guy, like, kill Bond. Bond's a fucking liability. And she's just like, but he's my son. I trust him, but I also don't trust him.
What's the excuse this time? Is Bond blind? And she goes, yes. But
Actually,
we're an inclusive workplace.
Actually, Bond has cataracts in his eyes.
Yeah. It increases his accuracy.
Yeah. So that's the thing.
He aims where he can't see.
Then we have a scene where Gal tells her backstory about how her family was killed, how she wants to kill the general, and Bond's just like, I lost somebody, and she's like, yeah, when you kill them, let me know, so I know how it feels.
Yes. And then he's like, just do it yourself, dummy.
Yeah.
Yes. Huh. That's not a bad idea. Will you help me?
Yeah. Would you help me, Mr. Bond? And then I think he goes back to the hotel to go see Fields, and said M's there, and M is like, Bond, what the hell are you doing? Well, first he goes there, and the guy, lobby dude, is like, run.
Your wife left you a message, and it just says run on it. He's like, uh-oh, you stay here, gal. I'm going to go check out what's up in the room.
And MI6 is there, and they're all like, blah, blah, blah. And then you see the Strawberry Fields is covered in oil, and she's like, and they're like, how many is this, Bond? How many women have you killed with your pee-pee? And it's just like, okay, cool, whatever, I don't care. By this point of the movie, you do not give a fuck. You're looking at the clock.
Yep. then that's about right.
Yeah, and it's just like, damn,
But,
we got 30. We got less than 30. Let's fucking wrap it up.
Yeah, there's a really cool scene in an elevator that I was like, okay. I was like, I like that. I was like, damn, I really like Bond. Like, there's 4 regular bodyguard agents, and he just beats them all up in the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's walking down. He's trying to escape and runs into, like, goes to M in a hallway while she's alone. And he's like, I'm right. I'm leaving, and I'm gonna finish this. And she's like, you're right, James. Go do it. I'm like, oh my god. She's like, everybody hates you though.
She says they have a capture or kill thing, and he's like, who gave them that order? And then he runs and action sequence. Who cares?
Yep.
Who cares? Clearly us, because we watched it.
Yeah. Well, it had nice parts.
And then Gal Gadot picks him up in
Herbie.
in Herbie. And then I think we have the scene where he calls Felix, and he's like, Felix is like, hello, and he's like, you should just answer CIA, because the taxi driver told me where you were.
Yeah, he goes, yeah, the taxi driver just told me your office number.
Yeah.
And they agree to a meeting.
He's like, how about we meet inside? And then he's like, how about we meet in the public? And then Felix meets him, and he's like, this is what's going on in this hotel in this location. They're going to kill you. You have 30 seconds. And he's like, run, James. And then people come in and they start blasting, and Felix is just drinking.
Yeah. That's nice. And it's one of those things where you can tell Felix is like torn between his job and what he thinks is right, because his boss is clearly corrupt. And he's like, I'll just let Bond solve this again, and I'll be there at the end to handcuff somebody.
I don't like Felix having a boss.
I'm okay with it. I mean, Felix had a boss, and it just never came up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's always had like he probably had an M, but I'm
Yeah.
like, I always like that Felix is always like, I'm the man here, all right?
Yeah, I can do what I feel is right.
Yeah. I feel like what they're doing is they're trying to ape on Nolan again, where they're doing the Commissioner Gordon shit. Where Gordon has like Commissioner Loeb is like, he's a vigilante Gordon, like, fuck him.
That's exactly what this is.
Yeah,
he's like, yeah, it's just another secret agent. Who cares? We're gonna get all this oil money, whatever. And he's like, oh, but we're supporting a coup again in the same place.
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah, so boring action scene. I
think the climax happens.
Yeah, well, some climax.
Yeah, I think they're at this thing, and he kills Toupee, I think.
No, Toupee gets blown up in the building.
Okay, so they go to this building, and it starts blowing up.
It's kind of a cool building. It's just in the middle of a desert.
Yeah, it's a good level in the video game.
Yeah, it's the general's house.
Yeah.
They're meeting for Green is going to sign the contracts with the soon-to-be president that he gets the land there and whatever under it. They sign the paperwork, and then Green pulls out another thing that says, in your new regime, you will only deal with us for utilities because I own 60% of the water in your country now. And he goes, I'm not signing that. That's double what we pay now. Mm-hmm. And then he signs it anyways, and he's mad. Then tries to rape his servant.
Yeah, and then Gal saves her.
Yep, and then Gal gets in a pretty well choreographed little fight between her and the general. I believe it.
Yeah, as this is happening, the building is blowing up.
Yeah,
and Gal ends up killing the general as Bond has Dominic by the hair, holding him over a fucking ledge, which that hair's ripping out.
Oh yeah.
And then he's like, you lost another one. Well, I'm like, huh. Dominic and Bond have not had really any interactions. They've had 2.
Yeah. And
one of them was him going, you know.
Ooh. Yeah, 3 seconds in a hallway. Yeah, movie's got a lame villain.
It does have a lame villain. And then Bond throws Dominic away instead of killing him, and then he goes to save Gal, and Gal's like, I'm scared of the fire because my family was burned. Mm-hmm. And so he puts a gun to her head. He's going to pull the trigger and kill her. But then he ends up shooting at the gas tank or something, and it blows up, and then he's like, let's go!
Yeah, it blows up the side of the building.
And it just happens to be the side that Dominic is on.
Yeah, and he goes, "Wait here. I'm gonna go get that guy.
Yeah, he drives. Oh, yeah, wait next to this building that's blowing up.
You'll be safe."
Yeah, and he ends up. He goes. He gets in a car. He drives over to Dominic, and he's like, "Hey, yeah, like, I'm letting you go. Here's some oil. You can drink that. If I think you'll get 20 miles before you even consider it, but who knows?" And he gets in a car and drives back. Picks up Gal, kisses Gal, and they're like, "Goodbye."
Okay, bye.
And then he goes to Russia and he sees Vesper's boyfriend.
Oh my god.
And Vesper's boyfriend is like,
with a Canadian agent.
yep. And he's been giving leaks within their organization. And Bond yells at him, and the guy's like, "Whatever you do, make it quick." But Bond doesn't even kill him. And M's like, "Wow, character development.
Yeah, you did it. You did your job. Proud."
And she's like, "Bond, we need you back." And she's like, "I never left." And then we have the worst gun barrel I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's lame and random.
Yeah, and that's one of Solace.
Yeah, it's over. We did it. Woo!
All right, pull the list up. Pre-title, 0 stars.
I'm gonna give it like 1. The editing is so bad, but I think the scene could be all right if it was like redone.
0 stars for me.
You have to give it a half.
I don't have to do anything, Nick.
We made the rules that you can't give a 0.
Oh, fine, I'll give it a fucking half, Nick. You happy?
I think it was your idea to do that.
Probably.
Yeah, that sounds like me. What about it?
Yeah, fuck you, Nick.
Title sequence. Again, I like this song, but I think it does fit weird with the movie, and the visuals were boring.
I don't like the song, so half a star.
I'm gonna give it a 1 again. And I'm gonna give it 1.5 because one of the visuals was cool with the gun turning into sand, and then it was a desert. Whoa.
And then next is Bond. You already know my answer, Nick.
I'm going 3.
I'm going 1.
Yeah, I like I think watching him in order, I'm like, oh, I'm in my old brain. I was like, he just kind of like kills everybody. But now like kind of makes sense that they're trying to do the Vespa stuff where he's like getting off, like he doesn't understand that he's broken and he's killing people. And M's like, "You're broken." He's like, "No." Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
So like, I think that's all right. And I think he does all right. But it's nothing crazy.
I think it sucks.
Yeah. Oh, we know. You hate the man. I can't wait for next week. Skyfall, please. Bond Girl. Gal's
1.
like a 1. Yeah.
Gal is a 1. Strawberry's a 1.
Yeah. Strawberry did the falling. I think I also believe the falling in love stuff more when it's an agent from the British side. So like they've heard all the rumors of Bond's sexual nature.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, actually, no, I don't like it. Because in this case, he doesn't have that like MO set up.
Doesn't have 20 movies to back him up.
It's his second mission. Yeah. I like it even less. 1 star. Get him out of here. Felix. I'm glad Felix is back.
3.
Shows a little development with him. We get confirmation that Felix is in fact a good guy. We get
It's the last time we're gonna see him for over 10 years.
Woo! Wow, he looks exactly the same. He aged very well. We got MI6, which is
Our Moneypenny scene, 0. Our Q scene, 0, because they don't exist.
non-existent.
M's
all right throughout. Like I voiced earlier, I kind of don't like the flip-flopping back and forth, but I still think it's like 3.5.
The only scene I liked was when he sees her in the hotel.
I'm pretty sure you were really, really infatuated with the bathtub scene. So,
well, that's not between them.
Yeah, there was like a 35-minute conversation during the movie about that bathtub scene and how we would have shot it with her full frontal.
Yeah. Angled right down.
And then what's the assistant's name?
Bill Tanner.
Yeah, Bill's coming in.
He's got 2 for me.
He touched those screens too much though. But I think he does a good job communicating between Bond and M already. He's already like, oh, this is a complicated relationship.
Yeah.
This is kind of weird. Villain, dull, boring. The villain could be America.
Second to worst villain in the series.
Wow, you think so?
Yeah, he's a pube above Blofeld from Diamonds Are Forever.
No, I like with the present of all the movies, I saw the Diamonds Are Forever cover and I was like, oh my god, he was so fucking bad. Like I get cringed looking at a still frame of him.
All right, you know what? I'll give Dominic this. He was better than Largo in Never Say Never Again.
Yeah, because that was bad.
That's what you're getting out of me. He's getting half a star.
And then I'll give him like a 1. Henchman, we got
0.
Toupee. Toupee was alright.
I'm giving him half.
I'll give him a half. No, I'll give him 1. No, I'm gonna give him half. It was terrible. Not enough henchmen. I think that's gonna be common though, that there's like no henchmen.
Yeah, until Batista shows up.
Yeah. Story.
1.
Yeah, I'm probably like 2.5. I like the idea of Quantum because it's Spectre. And I like the idea that they're like, we're going to get all the water from here.
I don't know.
I think it's all right.
I'm giving it a 1. I honestly, I'm starting to
understand why.
I think Die Another Day is better than this.
See, I would probably put it on par. Like, I would compare them as basically equals. For me, I know you're a big fan.
I'm not a big fan of Die Another Day. I think I've tried because I know this was like the worst for me for a while, but I do think this is better than Moonraker.
Yeah, I also think this is better than Moonraker.
And I think it's slightly better than Octopussy.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too.
So yeah.
Yeah, mine's like, I'm debating if I like You Only Live Twice more.
Oh, 100% I like that way more.
It's basically my thing.
At least I had a good climax.
I gotta think about it a little more. Gotta look at the stills and remember.
Yeah, it had. I think what You Only Live Twice, it had a lot better scenes than this one did. Like it had the scene where he hits the guy with the fake leg. And he's like, "Thank you. I'm glad you got it right." And it has like the sumo match, like "I love you."
No, yeah, you're right. Oh, that sumo match scene's great. Cinematography. The green screen stuff is terrible.
I think the cinematography I'm going to give like a 2 because I think there's a lot of good cinematography, but I think that the editor is like, you know what? Fuck that cinematography.
Dude, why would I have it on like 10 frames of one thing when I could fit 3 different shots in those 10 seconds?
Mm-hmm. Let's start cross-dissolving.
Yeah. And it's, I think this was destroyed in the editing. There's some cool shots. I would be very disappointed if I shot this movie.
Yeah. Gadgets,
0
because they don't exist.
Car, it's a good car. It's the same one as Casino.
Yeah, like 2.
The new Aston Martin.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'll give it like a 3.
Yeah, so
cool.
This movie sucks.
Yeah.
It's a bad movie.
It sucks, but not the hardest.
Yeah, I at this point, I'm like, yeah, I think Moonraker might be untouchable.
which is pretty funny. Like Moonraker is just a different level.
Yeah, it's like Moonraker is like the only Bond movie that is unmatched.
Yeah, it'll always hold the title.
Yeah, and this is a short episode this week.
Yeah, it was a shorter movie.
Yeah,
just wait till next week.
Yeah. All right, so thank you for listening, everybody. Be sure to listen to all the other episodes on Spotify, and be sure to subscribe to the Nihilist Media YouTube channel, watch our films, listen to our other shows, and support us by liking and subscribing and commenting.
I thought he was gonna say Patreon. I was like, Mark, we don't have a Patreon. I'm just so used to hearing the same script from other people.
Yeah.
Hit that notification bell.
Would y'all like us to put a Patreon?
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
Somebody would probably give us $1, I'm sure.
Yeah. I actually have a good idea for a Patreon thing, but we'll talk about that off air.
Oh.
Anyway, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Have a good one.